Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to share how to increase your property investment return. How you can increase your return in your property significantly in sometimes during the length of your property to ensure you get the utmost of your property. Again, this is the reason why I love property. It's absolutely amazing investment strategy that you can take advantage of that will generate you lots of money that will take your life to the next level, and also not just your life, but your family, your great grandchildren's life. So again, property is an absolutely amazing tool to use to manipulate to get you lots of money. Okay, so let's get to this, how you could actually increase your property investment return. The first thing we should be thinking about is to review our investment loan periodically. So what do I mean by this? So if you're taking a mortgage, suppose you take a 2 years mortgage on a 25 years term. So what you do, once the mortgage term about to expire, what you do basically within those 2 years, 2 or 3 months before your mortgage interest loan expires. So what you do basically, you go out there, look for better loan, better interest, right, that would allow you to actually go into a lower interest rate. Again, keep an eye on it. I've seen so many investors who don't do things like this. So what they do basically, they go on a fixed rate for 2 years, and then what happens when the fixed rate expires, they go into a variable rate unknowingly because they're not tracking their investment. So you have to be doing, if you're investing money, you really have to track and understand where your outgoings are going, okay? How much you're spending, right? You need to be tracking it. I've seen some people who's had properties since they bought it 5-10 years ago. They've never remortgaged and they've never changed their interest rate. It's just they're rolling on a variable rate. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's been a bit careless, right? You need to know exactly what's coming out of your account from your property investment so you know whether you're making profit or not. Again, review this periodically. So that would help you a lot more, because what happens if you go to a lower interest rate, property price goes up, you will not just be able to pull some of that investment back, you'll also be able to get the newer loan into a lower interest rate. Again, it's a fantastic way to actually get an amazing return from your investment. And the other thing you need to consider also, if you're not yet, make your property a pet friendly house. Okay, these days everybody like pets, right? I'm not saying everybody, right? 99% of the people I know love pets. Okay, so you need to make your property pet friendly. What do I mean by this? You need to be probably thinking about what sort of flooring you want to put in your property that allow pets to live in the property. Are you considering doing laminate flooring? Are you considering doing hard vinyl on the floor? Or are you considering doing laminate flooring on the stairs, for example, so that people can bring their pets in and all that sort of thing? If you don't want to do things like that, or if you're already done your property, what you could do basically, you could charge for a pet deposit. Okay, charge for a pet deposit. That way, then then even if the pet messes about with the property, you then got that deposit to be able to actually refurbish or renovate or replace whatever the pet damage. Again, it's a good way to actually target amazing tenant that will stay in your property for a very, very long time, because some of these people, they really love their pet, they never want to live without their pet, and once they moved in, especially if they say they're happy to give you a pet deposit as well, that just tells you they really would look after your property. And also because of that, the deposit is a deterrent for them to let the pets damage your property anyways. But if you haven't done it before, if you haven't renovated your property yet, make it a pet friendly property. It's very, very good. And also if it's a cat, it's a bonus for you. You will never have mice issue or rat issues as well, because pets and rats, they're not friends. So again, make your house pet friendly house to attract people who are actually have pet, and some of them are even happy to pay higher rent as well for the pet. So that's another way you could have great return on your investment. And the other thing you need to think about also, stay on top of your maintenance. Okay, whatever goes wrong with your property, make sure you go and fix it straight away. Okay, don't wait until 7 months or 8 months or a year before you do maintenance. Come on, you need to maintenance your property. It's an investment. Okay, if you don't look after it, nobody else will look after it for you. So ensure your agents are going there every 6 months. If you want every 3 months to check on your property to see if there's any issues with it, Fix it before it becomes a massive issue. Again, that gives you a better return on your investment. Instead of doing massive renovation or repair work, you rather do the small ones that saves you lots of money. And again, that way then you'll be able to actually save a bit money on your maintenance. Again, the other thing you need to consider also, offer long-term rent. Okay, what do I mean by this? Get a family who can go into a property, stay there for a very long time. Once they're there for a very long time, it means you got no voids, right? And also you don't have any sort of gaps in your rent. Okay, they may miss a month or two, but they would always pay you back. But if you have someone there for long term, it would really give you a solid recurring income. So these are the sort of people you want to look for. Who are these people? Could be someone whose moms live down the road, or their dad lives next door, their auntie lives across the road, or their family members just in the area, basically. These sort of people, once they've moved in your house, they're not going anywhere, okay? They're staying. I've got some tenants in one of my properties, in few of my properties actually, in the north of England. So some of them, since they moved in, they've never even thought about moving out, because their mom and dad, parent, everybody lives nearby, and they're starting having kids now. They really want their parent to look after their kids. So again, look for these sort of people. Anyone that went to view your property and said, oh, my mom lives down the road, consider them, okay? They might be a good tenant for you, especially if they're working and they're earning ridiculous amount of money, okay? The other thing also it's important for you to think about is increasing your rent strategically. Very important. You have to be increasing your rent every year, because of inflation. Secondly, because because of repairs. Okay, so increase in your contract. You need to specify that you'll be increasing rent in a yearly basis. So even if it did not increase for a year or two, the tenant would know in the agreement you are legally allowed to increase your rent, and it was written and they've signed it, so you can increase your rent. I've seen some landlords haven't increased their rent for over 10 years. Someone just popped into my office, like, when was it? Few months ago, saying they've had their tenant in the property, it's been there for 7 years, they've never increased rent, and now they want to increase the rent, right? The tenant is paying about £500, and the actual market rent is £900. So it's difficult to increase that rent, because you're nearly going to double the rent that she's paying. So again, that's the importance of increasing your rent every single year, because once you've increased it, it gradually gets to the market rate, okay? But if you haven't increased it for 5-6 years, they're paying £500 and rent, and the market rate is £900. There's no way they would be able to, you even legally allowed to increase the rent that much. Again, always stay on top of the game. Put it in your contract to say you can increase the rent every year to reflect inflation and the consumer price index or the retail price index. Very important, right? So very, very important for you to let them know that you will be increasing your rent in a yearly basis. Again, know what adds on, right? Adds on some stuff to your properties, okay? For example, what you could add into your property, say if you have a building, a block of flats, say you have 3 or 4 flats, right? So what you could do, if you have any spare rooms or common areas in those properties, create where you can get passive income. What do I mean by that? Create a laundrette, right, within that building. So what happened, basically, create a common laundrette where the tenant within the building or neighbors can go and wash their clothes. Again, that would be a passive income. This sort of strategy is very big in America, right? In the US, that's most of the blocks don't have washing machines in those blocks. So what the investors are doing, they're building the blocks, makes them really, really nice, and do a laundry downstairs, and then that laundry is either included in the cost of the rent, or the tenant can go and physically pay for themselves. It's like self-serving machines to wash and dry their clothes. Again, that could be an additional way to make passive income in your properties. So what you could also do, basically, you could also offer cleaning services, right? You could say, okay, now if you, for example, in your HMO properties, you could offer cleaning services. You can tell them, okay, if you're interested, I can get you cleaners here every single day. You pay X amount for the cleaning service, and then you then find a cleaner who can go and clean the properties, and again you can make residual income like that as well. Or you could get them a Virgin or sport channels, for example, and then ask them to contribute towards it, right? And then you make a bit of margin. And I know it might not be lots of money, but again, it's a residual income. You don't have to do anything for it. Okay, you don't have to do anything for that. Okay, and the other thing also you could actually add on, when a tenant move in your property, you refer them, right? If you refer them, for example, to Virgin, for them to take a Virgin broadband or a Virgin deal, you get £50 for just referring them to Virgin Media, right? £50. You don't have to do nothing to do. All you need to do basically is to go, take you about a couple of minutes or so, put their email and their names. They get a email invitation. Once they got the deal, they register themselves. You've got your £50 cash back. You could refer them also to utility companies. Again, you can make a recurring income that way as well. So every tiny bit of residual income you could make, you could take advantage of those, because nowadays there's so much network marketing. Okay, if you refer them on a Virgin Media, they took Virgin Media, got £50, right? Electricity and gas, you refer them to it, you may have £25, £30 or £50. That's £150. Okay, so plus also if you offer them cleaning services, is another bonus as well. So these are the little adds-on you could make, and you get significant return in your investment. And the other thing also for you to consider also is renovating your property periodically, right? Renovating, say if the environment or the area where your property is changed. For example, if council has started allowing people to make, say, extensions at the back of the properties, or to make loft conversions, or to extend it on the right or the left hand side of the property, or go forward, whatever it is, take advantage of it. Okay, take advantage, take the property on, do the renovation work, add an extra room or add an extra office, do a conservatory. And again, what that does is basically to add value to your property, and guess what, it ultimately add your rental income as well. So these are the sort of things you could consider, or you may want to consider once you've got your investment properties, because these are the little things that generate you lots of money, right? So if this becomes recurring, and then obviously it would then help you make money that way, and then you will use some of that money, go back and invest in properties, and then you do the same thing to go and invest in a lot more properties. So again, I hope this video has been really helpful. If it's been helpful, don't forget to share it with friends and family. And again, if you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next video.